short video on ViewControllers. The view controller manages everything on the view in a Xcode project, so getting to know them a little bit is really useful. We are going to start with a single view iOS app. I'm just going to call this ViewController Practice. The language is Swift. The interface is Storyboard. Save it on your computer. Project open. It'll look like this, brand new Xcode project. We're going to start by going into the main storyboard. The main storyboard has a view controller already on it, and this view controller right here is connected with this viewcontroller.swift file. And the way you can tell that is you can highlight this view controller right here and go into the identity inspector. The identity inspector is this one that looks like an ID in the upper right hand corner. Here you see where it says class view controller. This view controller matches up with the name of this Swift file right here, view controller. So this view controller that it starts with is connected to the viewcontroller.swift file here in Xcode. So if you created a new view controller, so you go into the object library, which is the plus sign up here, and you add another view controller, this doesn't have a class up here, so this isn't connected to any file. This view controller right here is connected to the viewcontroller.swift file, but this one right here is not connected. So to give it a file, you just go up to File, go to New File. It's going to be a Cocoa Touch class, and it is a subclass of the UI view controller. So here, just make sure you have UI view controller, and it gives you the beginning of the class view controller. We don't want to call ours view controller because we already have one called view controller, but I'll call it second view controller. Again, the language is Swift. Click Next. Create it inside of your project, and it will show up right here. I'm going to move it up a little bit. So you have your view controller, and now you have your second view controller file. We'll go back to the main.storyboard. If we highlight this new view controller that we added, and we go up to the identity inspector, the one that looks like an ID, and then we do this drop-down arrow on class, we'll be able to find the second view controller file that we just created and connect it. So now this second view controller that we just added is connected with the second view controller file, just like our first view controller is connected with the viewcontroller.swift file. So that's how you make a new file and connect it. Say we went into the attributes inspector and we clicked on view in the second view controller. So whenever you create a view controller, it comes built in with this one view. We could set the background color to be maybe an indigo color. And in our first view controller, we can highlight the view, and we can change the background color to be maybe teal. So now we have a teal view controller and a indigo view controller. If I press play and I build this project, what color will we see? What color do you think we'll see? If you said that system teal color, you are correct. And I'm going to show you why that is. The reason why we saw that teal color first is because of this arrow right here. This arrow signifies that this is the initial view controller. So if we highlight this view controller and we're in the attributes inspector, the one that looks like a shield, we'll see that this is the initial view controller is checked off. If we go into the second view controller and we check off that the second view controller is the initial view controller, when we press play, the purple screen will appear first. You can also just grab this arrow and you can drag it over to the first one to make this the initial view controller, or you can drag this arrow over to the other view controller to make this the initial one. So now when we press play, the first view controller we will see will be the purple one. This is just a basic introduction of view controllers. Next up, we will do some segues. Thanks a lot for watching.